Since chess is something humans invented, you might be tempted to assume it is a game the brain should be able to handle naturally. After all, it is our creation. But that assumption is completely wrong. In fact, chess is one of the few games scientific research suggests the neurotypical brain is not naturally wired for. And that raises a question most people never stop to ask. Why? Well, to understand this, we need to look at how the brain actually develops. From birth, the human brain comes equipped with circuitry for things we must do to survive, which are seeing, hearing, speaking, and basic movement. These systems are automatic and deeply ingrained, but none of them on their own are capable of handling the intense workload chess demands. So when you learn chess, something unusual happens. Instead of relying on an existing system, the brain is forced to build a new one. It does this by repurposing multiple systems like vision, memory, attention, planning, and emotional control, and binding them together into a single, tightly connected network. And over time, this network becomes so efficient that the brain can recognize patterns, calculate future positions, and regulate emotions almost simultaneously. But guess what? This is where things start to get interesting, because once this network forms, the brain of a chess player is no longer the same as that of someone who has never trained a comparable skill. Developing a chess playing game changes everything from brain activity to brain structure and even how different regions communicate with each other. When a chess player looks at the board, they do not just see pieces. Their brain automatically links positions to patterns, strategies, and possible outcomes. What feels like intuition is actually a highly trained neural shortcut. And this is why chess is best described as a whole brain activity. It activates all four lobes of the cortex: the frontal lobe for planning and strategy, the parietal lobe for spatial awareness and pattern recognition, the temporal lobe for memory and learning, and the occipital lobe for visual processing. Research shows that as someone learns chess, areas possible for visual memory and visual association take on more responsibility. The brain quite literally adapts itself to meet the unusual demands of the game. To see just how demanding this is, let's compare chess to something more familiar: reading. Reading requires a specialized circuit that links visual areas, which is recognizing letters, language centers, which is sound and meaning, attention, and memory. Now, compare that to chess. A chess circuit must link visual spatial processing, the board, memory, which is pattern recognition, executive control, which is planning and inhibition, and sustained attention and emotional regulation, all at once. This simple comparison reveals something important. Chess requires more simultaneous coordination across the brain, and here is the key principle behind all of this. The more a neural circuit is used, the more stronger and faster it becomes. That is why repeated activities don't just add knowledge, they physically rewire the brain. This brings us to a question with real-world consequences. Could this rewiring help protect the brain as we age? Well, cognitive decline affects memory, attention, and reasoning, and is often associated with conditions like dementia. While many interventions have been explored, chess has recently gained attention as a simple activity that may help slow mental decline by keeping this neural network active and connected. So what does all of this mean for you watching this video, whether you're a chess player or not? Does this mean non-chess players are less intelligent? The answer to this question probably isn't what you will expect, because if you don't play chess, I have both good news and bad news for you. The good news is that chess is not the only activity capable of rewiring the brain for cognitive sharpness. In fact, based on my research, it may not even be the most demanding of them. Activities that produce similar or even greater neural effects include, let me start from bottom to top because the first one on the list is definitely going to shock you. The last on the list is multilingual fluency. This is because the ability to speak 2 or more languages builds cognitive flexibility, memory, and attention across multiple language systems, and which helps the brain. Followed by that is high-level computer programming because it requires long-range planning and pattern recognition, typically at the slower emotional tempo. Followed by that is elite competitive sports, because this engages the entire brain, body system through real-time decision-making and emotional control. Followed by this is advanced mathematics or theoretical science. This is on the list because it's pushed sustained reasoning and working memory though this comes with less emotional demand. Followed by that is chess and other high-level strategic games like Go, because they combine abstraction, long-term planning, pattern recognition, and emotional regulation under pressure. So before we go further, I have something very important to share. Happy New Year to everybody, compliments of the season. I can say without a doubt that the best thing that happened to me last year was this YouTube channel, and I can beat my chest anywhere that I'm creating a community that loves my content and that found them very valuable. And this has been underscored by seeing beautiful comments all around. And sometimes I even also see comments like this saying I need more subscribers, that I deserve more subscribers, and also comments like this that say my channel actually deserves more views. Well, while I know that is not under my control, I can't control the number of views I would get. What I can control is, it appears some of you who love this content, who enjoy my content, have not yet subscribed for one reason or the other. So I'm putting out to you, please kindly subscribe. Please kindly like and share the video, because he helps the channel grow. And the more the channel grows, the better content I'm able to create. And I promise you, the channel will get better the bigger it becomes. Thank you very much. Now let's get right back into the video. And the first on the list, the one that shocks the most, is playing a musical instrument at an advanced level. And this is because it engages vision, memory, motor control, timing, emotion, and coordination simultaneously. If you have clicked on this video and by chance you do not engage yourself in any of the activities I have mentioned above, even if you only read, you are not left out, because reading forces the brain to slow down, focus deeply, and build meaning over time.
Reading is really a whole brain process. It involves activation in all 4 lobes of the cortex. The process of developing a reading brain alters everything from brain activity to brain structure and brain connectivity.
Where chess trains the brain to think ahead, reading trains it to think really deeply. Reading is also one of the activities, just like chess, that is not natural to the brain as well, and it has been researched over and over again.
We think of language as natural, and reading is written language, so it must be natural. But it isn't. It isn't natural at all.
Now, to the bad news, because I said I was going to review a good news and a bad news. To the bad news, if you don't engage seriously in any demanding cognitive activity, no chess, no music, no deep reading, no strategic or physical challenge, then your brain is probably being underused. And the uncomfortable truth is, if you want more from your brain, you have to give it something difficult to adapt, because the brain does not grow from comfort. It grows from challenges over challenges.